let's in record time get out of the deck building process and actually play the game. This is all about Power 4. So everything that cares about Power 4 that draws a card is in here. There's other stuff like Guardian Project. Probably could run the Great Henge. I think the Great Henge is discounted by your largest creature. So if it's only discounted by 4, I'm not super excited about that. But I have all the other ones. Bond, Majesty. There's some interesting lands to untap, like Lotus Field and Nykthos and that other one that I can't remember the name of. Ugin's Labyrinth in the dream scenarios. But apart from that, it's just a bunch of these things to bludgeon my opponent to death. And ideally, they all at least come with a card, because my commander draws every time I cast them. And sometimes even more than that if I have them stacked up. Seems like an Emerald Medallion deck to me. So it's here. It doesn't seem like a Sapphire Medallion deck, though. And I'm still going to run Spell Snare until it actually does something. I have yet to have it do anything, but people had given me what I asked for in the comments and said it's something they don't leave home without. So if they did that more than twice, cool. I'm just going to play it until it actually does something. And my mind could be changed about it, but currently I still don't like it. Apart from that, yeah, you just beat your opponents to death. I'm not going to go over every single random 4-power creature in here, but there's a bunch. The only thing I would maybe change is just more lands. If I wind up having these scenarios where I'm drawing more than one card a turn, and I want to get to the point where I can cast like 2 creatures at a time. And also, you know, Exploration loves it when you draw cards and also play the lands you draw. So let's see what happens. How many lands do you have to sack for this? It's just 2, right? Yeah, it's 2. Terrarion? Okay. Let's play... I think I'm leaving up Force Spike, so I guess Medallion? I really wish it didn't auto-tap like that. It made me manually tap, which makes my play obvious, which is awful, but there's nothing I can do about that. I would prefer it to have not done that. Alright, well I still got the Force Spike in there. Alright, that was all it took. Oh, they didn't do anything. Wow. Guess I'll hide Nykthos. I don't really need to cast my commander, but I guess I could just cast it and not care if it gets countered, because I can cast it again. Okay. And then just pass. It's not really doing anything. I'm sorry, what? Enchant, you control... What? Okay. Well, my opponent didn't do anything for the first 2 turns. You know how I feel about that in this format. Usually not a good idea. Also, having nothing to do is typically bad as well. I don't think I even have the Surveil End in here. I don't think I do. Oh, I do. Okay. That doesn't look like a card that matters. Alright, problems. Problems that are bound to fix themselves, surely. All it takes is one of my 55 creatures, and they can, like, chain together. Gwenna? Okay, they didn't cast their commander. Sure why. Did we shuffle? I was kind of hoping they would shuffle. Alright, let's play funny thingy. Okay, that's tragic. Let's probably get rid of this so I don't lose to it. And swing for one. Opponent gets an unsummon. Alright, well that fixes their Palladium Mirror. Oh, I guess I could bounce one of my creatures. Okay. Sure. Whenever this hits my opponent, I seek a card equal to the number of cards in my hand. So if I swing for... I guess I'll go straight to combat. Yeah, 4 is the right number. Maybe even 3 is a better number in a deck like this. Okay, well. Take it. Fanatic is nice. Oh, I forgot. I didn't play Nykthos. Alright. Alright. Well, it's too late now. I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine. But I could have kept going there, obviously. Okay. Spooky. Alright, I just hit Llanowar Elves. Oh, wait, that was the... Excuse me, that was the Cascade. They hit Kogla, which can kill the 4/2? It really wants to kill the 4/4, but it's got Ward, so it can only kill the 4/2. As far as I'm aware. Oh, I guess it can kill Fanatic. Yeah. It's kind of sketchy, though. I mean, I do draw twice as many because of the Outcaster. But taking out the mana is perfectly reasonable. Let's actually play Nykthos like a functioning human being. Oh, also, I actually Eternalize. So it did give me more triggers. Maybe not the best idea there. Green. Boatload of green. Questies. Sure. I can untap Nykthos and, like, do more stuff. Kind of? I don't have any blue mana, really. I think I should anyways. Rogue's Passage. Beautiful. Just in time. Alright. Now, I can't really swing with anything except, I guess, these two. I don't think this even looks for a card because I have too many cards in my hand. They're dead next turn unless they do something to me that kind of makes me wish I left up a counter spell or something, but I mean, we're not here to think like that, are we? Alright, this cascades into... That's a problem? I think they just won randomly with that. That's kind of unbelievable. Typical, I guess. Oh, they just had River's Rebuke in their hand because, you know, why not? Right? Why not? Only makes sense. Let's play this? No, there's no well, I have to play this if I want Nykthos twice. I can do this to not lose the game to Kogla. No, that doesn't matter because they can just... That doesn't matter. Image the Kogla kill emote? It's pre-combat. That doesn't really matter. I guess just critical mass of creatures? Just more blockers? You have another one? No. I can make a blue, but that doesn't stop Kogla from swinging. I might as well do it anyways. So they can't, like, get through all of my... I feel like River's Rebuke is the harder to deal with card than the extra turn in their hand. And, of course, they had the harder to deal with card and the extra turn. I'm not realistically stopping anything with Beseiju on their Omniscience. They could have just bounced the... Oh, I guess you don't Cascade, though. They should probably not swing with their Vorinclex. Unless they can kill me. And then, I mean, nothing mattered anyways. I don't even have a clear line to win on my turn, so not looking good. Okay, I don't know. Pretty sure I'm super dead. All right. I almost played Halfling first. Oops. Did I bother casting this as a creature? I do have Worldly Tutor. Maybe I don't bother. Maybe I just don't bother. I think I'm just going to cast it as a ramp spell, and then Worldly Tutor has access to greater things. Let's see, do I have an upkeep Worldly Tutor? That's the question. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do not if I want a 7-drop. It's probably necessary that I Worldly Tutor something castable. One would argue that I'm not just doing nothing for a turn cycle. You know what? Maybe I can. No, that just seems preposterous to me to do that. It could just because I want Voltborn Tyrant. This seems preposterous. Is there one that happens multiple times? Few battlefields. I guess there's Enduring Courage. I do have a creature that can swing, and they can't block it. So I guess I get more creatures this way. They can't block this. Oh, I guess I'll play the land, yeah. I don't think there's a reason to hold secrets. It's a green deck, it's not going to decide to play around anything. Well, they have the best card in this deck. Maybe Cavern's the best, but they have the best mana ramp spell. I draw Stone Cold Nothing. Do we swing with all of these? There's no way I don't swing with all of them. Okay, I drew what I needed. Wait, I almost made a oopsie. Let's play you as a creature. I can draw a card. Hawk is nice. Do I want to play it? No, I don't. Oh, I could have untapped Fnatic and played it. To be fair, I could have done that. Okay. I didn't see that. I forgot this taps for 4. I forgore. Alright, I'll do it now. It'll land. Because that's fine. Questing Beast. Yep. Are they dead? Four, 5. Nope. Wait. Are they? I don't know. I think it's 1 off. It is 1 off. Yeah. It was 1 off. Well, I removed fetch lands from the equation. I drew 600 cards. Let's play you. I can play Uprising, which doesn't matter. So I might as well besage you the mana source that taps for 2. Make life more stressful on the opponent. Alright, yep. It looks like the only thing that mattered was their commander, and I removed the mana source, so they gave up. I don't know what to tell you. Everyone just has the perfect bunch of cards. Do you have something to go with it? What am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do? What am I supposed to do? What? Show and Tell Omniscience Emrakul in a Singleton 100 card format. Okay. Okay. You got it. Can I keep this? I do have a fetch land. Okay. Good gracious. It's gonna be bad. I picked the wrong day to play Magic. I do not know what to tell you. I could play my commander next turn, and then, like, effectively go down a mana, because I won't have the Molt Tender again. I could also mill the card my opponent knows about. That seems a little outlandish, though. So, fetch land, command. Probably should just play the Florahedron, actually. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. It also lets me mill. Yeah. I'm just going to mill and then just play this as a creature. I would have liked to have drawn that land, but milling one is, it's all equally random. I had a comment talking about why I was playing Molt Tender. It's like, isn't milling bad for you? No. What? Why would milling be bad for me? It's just a random card off the top. It's not inherently a part of the game in any up or down sense. Oh, look. Isn't that amazing? This card that everyone says is great. Don't you love it? When it does nothing every time I play it. What do I do? I have no idea. I guess this. And there's no reason to untap anything, so... Man, imagine this did something. Could you imagine? It still can. It still can. To be fair. Looks like it's likely to do something. Okay, they're just doing nothing? Might as well attack me. How much life did they gain? 3? How did they not just kill my stuff? That seems a little outlandish to me. So, cast the Elder and do nothing else? This has hexproof. It's got hexproof. I mean, that has to count for something. Oh, it also draws a card. Almost for gore. Is this better than Spell Snare? I think it is. I'm going to say this is better than Spell Snare, but I could be wrong. I don't necessarily need to play this turn. It does have haste, so I'll just keep up Spell Snare so I can at least say there's a chance, you know, there's a chance in this game I can cast it and have it matter. Might as well do that. I don't think Utopia's Brawl this turn is destroying my next turn or anything. Oh man. Sure love this Spell Snare. I cannot one-shot Sorin. Well, for a bunch of different reasons. They know about Stubborn Denial. So, play Pock? Pock is probably okay here. And then untap the funny land. They know about Stubborn Denial. I named green with this, so... That doesn't deal with the Stubborn Denial, so it has to be removal spell into something. No, it doesn't. They have the Sorin. That does it as well. I could have held Pock until I found a thing to do, I guess. Okay, that's not really at all what I expected my opponent to do there. Actually, I find that insanely odd. But, okay. Find that very, very strange. And then they heist me? Okay. As if I'm going to stubborn denial a heist. The vast majority of my deck is just random, like, 4-power creatures, so I'm not really concerned about this. I think I'm going right into combat. Yeah. And I could swing with 2 creatures at Sorin. But they have the manland anyways, so I guess 1 it is. They probably don't even care about this, because they could just recast it. What are they doing? Planeswalker? What? Okay. Why would I care about that? That's a bit strange, isn't it? I can just recast it. I mean, I find it strange. Maybe it's not strange. Let's do Ronus. Then there's no creature, and there's nothing in the graveyard for Molt Tender if I cast Ronus. Am I okay with chump blocking? I don't have to play Ronus. I'd rather just not, like... Sack of food, draw a card. Okay, they don't have blue mana for this, and I don't believe they can create blue mana. So, alright, that takes out the stubborn denial. I guess I could just cast it, because that way it goes to the... Great. Wait, does this exile graveyards? It does. Alright, that didn't matter. That didn't matter. Thought Distortion is insane, but I feel like that is an excellent use of Stubborn Denial. My opponent just really didn't want me to have it, I guess. A bit strange. Don't normally ever see this card. But I suppose it ate my totally useful Spell Snare. We'll flood it with islands here. I don't see a reason not to play this. Other than it dies to some board wipe thing. Do I expect my opponent to have a board wipe? I guess I should. I don't know. It's not like I'm playing around anything, really. They stole my creature, so I don't think they have one. And they all replace themselves with my commander, so it's fine. The big deal would be Farewell. Because it takes out my Ronus. That is fine. The gorilla just replaces itself again, I guess. I don't think I have a green source for this. I don't think there's a green source in my deck for that. Well, there's Great Henge, but it's, you know, tapped and stuff. And then I can play you. I think I'm gonna just do that again. Now targeted removal draws cards. And I already played a land. Go to swingies. This looks like a sweeper. There's no reason to do anything else. Alright, they didn't have a board wipe, so we win. That's the island discount spell commander, right? Yeah. Delighted Halfling could just solo them, or it could do nothing. I'd rather it not just fall down to that, but I should keep something that actually is somewhat relevant here. They say this is bracket like Hell Q, but the Hell Q players are reading this. Like, they see it in the command zone, they're reading it. So I don't think that's true. That would seem a bit odd to me. I will actually untap this. Alright, yeah. I was about to say, Delighted Halfling will probably just solo this deck, and it did, so get stomped on. I don't feel bad about that at all. But yeah, all the bracket 5 commanders, all the Hell Q players are reading this. Like, they're mousing over before they know if they want to keep their hand or not. So I can't imagine this is in Hell Q. Like, I don't know why every other opponent is Scytheless and Keenan and Teferi. Like, I don't... Alright, Urza. We have Stern Scolding. Oh, unsummon? Subtlety? No idea. This can't be countered, so I guess I start there. You can Subtlety it, I guess. Right? I think you can Subtlety that. They just have nothing. Play Erd Heirloom or my commander? No, I think I'll just play Erd Heirloom. Because they could assume I have, like, another creature I want to play with it. Oh, okay, well that... I can't say I'm terribly upset with that. Could have been worse. Okay, let's play, the not run into Subtlety. Does Subtlety have flying? It does. Okay, but they'd have to cast it, so they're not going to do that. And then tap land pass. Okay. Okay, I can play it now, I guess. I wouldn't say it's crucial to anything, but I can cast it. Opponent is willing to counter it regardless. Well, they untap with Urza, so I probably just lose on the spot, but I did make it this far. Can't say I didn't do that. I'm surprised they well, you might as well wash away it. Just feels like it's not really doing anything. My opponent has not spent much mana this game. To be fair. Okay, I guess. Play giant. Well, what if I just played this? No, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this. This also stops them from having more mana. That trade. And this isn't really doing much now. I probably could have got in with the 2/2. Probably? Not sure. Also, I didn't just lose on the spot with Urza. I don't know what that means for my opponent's hand, though. Enigma Jewel. Ooh. Interesting. Gemstone Cavern. That is all she wrote, right? I might as well untap this 2/2, but I don't think that matters that much. You used to get so many unbeatable opponents. Well, I've had unbeatable hands, but I've certainly had beatable opponents. Okay, this copies Volt. Yeah, it does. This does come back. So... I have no idea what they're thinking about here. Don't know. But apparently it's difficult. Okay, let's play land, and we're in an excellent spot if this works. So. Phantasmal Image? Yeah, I like that. Alright, sweet. We just dunked on him. Yeah, a second Elder, and then I just start blowing up all the artifacts, and they just can't do anything. I was able to win the early game very well by just making it so they couldn't do anything. They just didn't spend their mana for 6 years, and then leaving up, I guess, a wall of counters? I don't know. I only really saw 2. I thought there would be a subtlety in there. I guess I was wrong about subtlety. But yeah, they weren't holding priority at all times. Well, I don't actually know what's a worldly tutor for here. It could be a mana dork. I don't really know at all what's a worldly tutor for. Blighted Halfling seems like the best idea, but maybe I'm just chilling. I think it's best to just simply chill. Just leave up nonsense the whole time. Yeah, well, okay. Oh, that's funny. That was just on top. So, cast my Llanowar Elves? Yes? Okay. I will Force Spike that. Fortunately, it's valuable to me. Get a blue. And then just play this. Minerock, Minerock, Minerock. Go ahead and play this. And tap that and I guess swing? No, I'm not going to swing. Not going to swing. I would never stop that. It's weird to play Brainstorm in your brainstorming commander. Kind of funny. Oh, no fetch land. Yeah, I wouldn't stop that anyways. Does it just make a mana rock? Oh, sure. Still a mana source, I guess. Let's go ahead and get... I don't actually really know what I want. I suppose I do like the ape here. We can surveil first. Maybe that just shows us something relevant. It doesn't. Yeah, I kind of like getting the ape here. Even though I can't realistically cast it. It is a problem at some point in this game for my opponent. But I can't cast it right now because I'll lose access to all my fancy stuff here. Untap you. We can poke this. Alright. Counterspell protection might matter, so. They just drew through their entire brainstorm. Okay, sure. Badger mole cub. Sure. I don't want to make... Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Again, it didn't let me tap the land in time there. This can come out of the graveyard, so I guess I'll just get rid of that. Questing Beast is kind of neat here. You know what would be really nice is if I drew some lands. I technically did, but not the kinds I want. Did I just draw a normal land? No, of course not. Let's, this goes face, because Questing Beast has a wall of text, as we all know. And then untap you and pass. Be amazing if I just had a land. Be great, wouldn't it? Alright, they finally found a land. Destroy all creatures for each non-choking creature. Oh, okay. Never seen that sweeper in my life. Land. One time. Okay. Make a random 1/1. You got it. I could have just did this, but I'd rather draw a land. You can go face. I don't really care if Kiora even dies or not, so not too stoked on that. Let's play you. Oh my goodness, I drew a land. It's also a really good one. And then just cast this. I can play another land. I can play a second land here, so I guess I'll do that, actually. And just pass. Oh, I wonder what this is going to grab. It has to deal with the board, so it could be Cyclonic Rift, and they could just pass with it in hand. It can't be an extra turn. It's probably Cyclonic Rift, right? Unless there's something I'm not aware of. Okay, Pact the Negation doesn't change how I feel about them just trying to snap resolve their commander. So we're manually tapping. That's interesting. Okay, so High Market can sack their commander, and they got Pact, which means the last card in their hand must be like instant or sorcery? I don't know, let's find out. Apparently my opponent isn't willing to pull the trigger immediately on that. We know of Pact the Negation, which, I mean, I don't really care when they use it, right? Actually, we should just force the issue immediately. Yeah, what am I talking about? Why not just force the issue immediately? Use a creature type, return 2 creatures of the type from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. Sure. Yep. You got it. There's nothing I could do about that. I could just always do that, so. And then this is the Pact Negation we know about. And then we play this on, I guess, my opponent's commander? Okay, it stacked the triggers backwards, because of course it did. I can untap that thing. What does that accomplish, though? Not much. You take 9? And I just pass? Suppose? I don't know if swinging matters. Apparently not. That doesn't change anything. Can still always do this regardless. Opponent knows what the card is. I couldn't see it in time. Surveil 3, reanimate. Alright, they can reanimate their commander and then potentially do that again, I guess. There's nothing I can do about that. Sweet. Itch me it. That's a cool idea. You can continuously sack this and then like continuously reanimate it if you keep hitting reanimate spells. A whole lot of sweepers. I mean, even like the goofy, nonsensical sweepers. So that's kind of neat, I guess. But yeah, you just keep... You sack it to this over and over. I've never seen this, by the way, ever. This is the first time I've ever seen this, but you just sack it to altar, and then you know what's on top. Reanimate spell, cast it, sack it, and you just keep trying to find it with Brainstorm. It's like a... maybe vastly inconsistent version of Garuda is the way to go about that. There's a lot of reanimate spells, right? Stick Fingers has like 60, so I guess you do have the amount you need, to be fair. But you don't really have a... Well, no, you're black. You can actually get this a lot. Or the other one, the one that sacks to mill. What is this? It's Adeline. Emerald Medallion. You know what? I kind of actually like that. I wouldn't like it on the draw, but I think I like it here. Mono white deck without Esper Sentinel turn 1? That's insane. Literally unheard of. So we play this, and then we pass, because I can't do anything else. Oh man, you know what? If this was a spell snare, it wouldn't have done anything. Crazy, huh? I can't even think. I gotta go look at lists. I have to go look at old lists. That's what I gotta do. Alright, I've played against Muxus like twice. One time it won the game and the other time it did nothing. Worldly Tutor... probably safe to just pay... Well, as if I'm not going to pay too. I'm always paying. Like I'm not playing Burgeoning. You're crazy. Crazy. I could just play this. No. No. Oh no, that's not Ragavan. What are you doing? That is not Ragavan. So I can get a 5 immediately here with Worldly Tutor? No, I can get a 6. Oh, Burgeoning, you dirty animal. Maybe I just get card draw? This could just stonewall my opponent completely and remove their ability to play enchantments and artifacts the entire game. Maybe that's good. Shall see. But I wouldn't say I'm doing it because specifically Goblin Farm. It also does gain life. It does that as well. I have time to do this. Suppose I kind of do, right? I think I have time for this. If it didn't draw a card, I probably wouldn't do that, but guess what? It does draw a card. It also draws more cards if I swing with it. This has Ward 2. Yeah, Ward 2. They can Flame Slash. Okay, no Flame Slash. It cannot swing. Go ahead and just commit this now. Unfortunately, I can't. Oh, well, actually, I can. I can untap a green source. Yeah. Oh, I can play Uro. Oh, even better. Beautiful. Boop. And then I go up to 4 cards, or 3 cards. And then I can swing with my goofy 4/4 and draw a card. Mana value 4, right? Or is it 3? It's 3, yeah. I said a bunch of ramblings about this while it was swinging. I think I got all of it wrong. Oh, that's funny. This is like an honest, slowly getting there with Muxus type thing. I'm not going to block with my 5/7 because I don't want it to take 6 damage. It shuts down the 2/2 regardless if I block it or not. So this also incentivizes them to sack their whole board. So I'm not blocking. Nope. The most important thing is this Elder. I do not care about Kiora. I probably won't even recast it. I don't think the game is about Kiora. I think it's about stopping the treasure tokens. I'm also just winning in play currently, I think. Okay, this finds Skirk Prospector. Therefore, most of the things I just said don't matter anymore. As is tradition. The mono red deck finding its 1 tutor. I mean, it's pretty obviously Skirk Prospector. Right? Am I tripping? How is it not just Skirk Prospector? Alright, apparently my opponent doesn't know either. Oh. Alright, that wasn't Skirk Prospector. So, I can recast this if I want to. Let's just swing first, actually. Is this game about dealing 5 damage? Let's just lead with this. I'm going to lead with this. And then... I mean, I could just cast it again. You can leave it in the graveyard next time, too. For Earl. I kind of forgot I could do that, actually. Alright. It's like casting my commander was something I was bound to do. Okay. I don't think I'm swinging with... Well... I don't think I'm swinging with the 5/7. I feel like this game is going to boil down to, like, some form of critical mass, regardless. Oh. They had the mana to play Muxus, but it would be forced as post-combat. What does that do? Oh, okay. Like this. Well, it gains life. I don't actually need to... do that. I wonder if gaining life was right with the silverback there. Wonder. Let's cause problems. And there's not many goblins Muxus can hit that one-shot me, so... I'll just gain life? Because the only thing that matters is Muxus? I kind of wish I wasn't gonna have to deal with the Muxus trigger, but there's nothing I can do about that, so... Nothing I can do about Muxus here. Their last card was Cavernous Souls. Okay, well they said same thing as I did, I suppose. Okay, the goblin they want is on top of their deck. They can kill a blocker, but they wanted to hit this. They didn't. It doesn't do anything on the top, right? No, it doesn't. Muxus doesn't matter with haste, right? Doesn't get trampled or anything? No. They can't recast Muxus if it's just sitting in play. They do swing with it. Can I deal with this 4/2 and the other one there? Going to Kiora is very interesting to me. This one face, yeah. Huh. Like I'm just going face. So if I deal with these two blockers, they die. Because it's power 2 or less. So can I deal with those two cards? Currently not. What do I do? Let's do this. Good starting point. I don't care about naturalizing that. I don't think I care about more lands if they're just tapped anyways. I just gain life. That deals with one of the two things in play that I have to deal with, but not both of them. I think Uro's the next best thing here. I don't have a good... Well, no, I'm not gonna die next turn, so there is that. I'm not dead on board to anything. They could draw something that kills me, I guess. But it looks like I can't deal with all of their blockers. I can only get one out of the way, so... Put a land, I guess, with that there. Play land. This just effectively replaces itself. I might as well deal with the treasure token to make life harder for my opponent, I guess. They deliberately float red mana to make it take longer. Play this? No, I'm going to play that. I'm going to keep the Otawara in hand, right? So I should just play that off this exploration. Untap. Do I need to untap a land? Probably a good idea, actually. And then... Swing? Okay. I feel like that was better as an attacker than anything else. Have to block this. Actually, I can put them in a position where they have to block most of the things I'm swinging with. I didn't even think about that. They have to actually block my stuff to just stop lethal, so. And a lot of their blocks are not super appealing. And the 4/4 has trample, which doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It did not matter. And didn't draw a land. Well, I couldn't draw a land. And I can't channel this. So, problems. Okay. But I'm at 31. My opponent's card had nick those. Of course they did. Yeah, I couldn't kill him. But this doesn't look lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Block those two. And then 5, 6, 7. No, this doesn't look lethal to me. This is why I said swinging with Kiora was odd. So block. Block. Block? Oh, it's got menace. If that is first strike, then I should block like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's not lethal. This has menace. Oh, why does it have menace? Wait, what is blocking where? Why does everything have menace? Why does everything have menace? There. There. Okay, now I gotta figure out where this is going. Here? Okay. It's still not 31, but it was ever so slightly closer. Alright, yeah. I maybe there was a way to find lethal there without giving them another turn, but they just didn't have it. They were one card off of Muxus from hitting probably the best Muxus hit every single time you play Muxus. You just want to hit this, and it was just one card too short. There's Goblin War Chief, which also gives haste, but it doesn't give stats. But I would say it's almost the same as just this one, right? The War Chief and the Chieftain are about the same. So they were one card away in their singleton 100 card format style deck of actually doing the thing. And again, maybe there was I didn't swing with the Silverback for a turn cycle, and I also didn't block the 2/2. I was respecting things that apparently didn't exist. So if I did block the 2/2 with this that turn and swung with it that other turn, they would have to block further, and they would be even further behind. But fortunately, those two decisions did not cost me there. The Silverback, I think, did gain... Well, we gained overall more than 10 life, so the life gain, I suppose, did actually matter. But I did overvalue this and probably should have blocked in that spot. But yeah, I don't really know what other kind of thing I could expect to have happen. I did need to kill this. So that did happen. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wait, maybe not. I'm running for the hills. I'm cashing out. Okay, so when this does what you want it to do, or what I was trying to have it do, it's kind of cool. You just play a bunch of creatures, and then those creatures draw a lot of cards because they all replace themselves. It's like having a Guardian project in the command zone. It's like almost exactly the same. So that is cool. And, you know, also generates some kind of mana, which is nice. I don't think Lotus Field or Nykthos are so good that I want to play Hour of Promise and Primeval Titan and have them all the time. I don't think so. Or Archdruid's Charm could have just been in here, I suppose. It didn't seem super impactful that I just always had the crazy land to go with this. But when you do have it, you draw a ton of cards, right? Draw a ton of cards. There was that one game I drew a crap ton of cards and still lost to... What was that? It was like funny draft filler emote, but it just had River's Rebuke. And there were a lot of games today that my opponents just had 3 or 4 of the best 5 cards in their deck. And it happened like 10 games in a row. I don't know what to tell you. It just happens sometimes. Also, that's fine. You know, that's just going to happen in a highly variance, nonsensical 100 unique card kind of thing going, or I guess 60 because you have like lands or whatever. Another thing, the main issue is Kiora plays against Hellq commanders, and it shouldn't. I was just conceding to them automatically. I was not about to waste my time. Another odd thing about that, an exceptionally odd thing about that, is every single Hellq commander player I saw had to read my commander before they decided to mulligan or not. I saw them mouse over my commander and read it. They're like, okay, that's what it does. So I don't understand. It doesn't, not even the Hellq players are familiar with this. I don't understand why it's up there. Maybe at one point, right? point has long since gone. There's probably some kind of blue-green thing that is similar to Tamiyo that you could play it like that, and then suddenly it's crazy because you're just basically playing a Tamiyo deck with a worse commander there. But this maybe there's even a combo. I don't know. It's blue-green, I guess, but so is Kinnan and Tamiyo. Whatever you could think that this could do that would allow it to be up there, I feel like Kinnan and Tamiyo, specifically those two, can just do it better. So I don't really know how I feel about that. Unless apparently every single blue-green commander is in Hell Q. It shouldn't be. I don't think Gretchen is. So that was unfortunate. But it's fine. I can just concede and play an actual game with someone who can, not just beat me turn 2. I can actually play the game against people, and that's fine. I can just concede. I don't know. It probably wanted even more lands than I had. I'm doing a good job at playing green commanders lately that aren't 100% all in on ramp spells. I did say not too long ago, maybe just the last video, where it is kind of reasonable to play your aggro game or mid-range beatdown game in the form of cultivate spam and then just cast larger threats. But I don't know. I think it's fine to have the card draw engine online faster and just play the threats as you go, as opposed to like playing slightly less threats per game, but they're way scarier, if that makes any sense. I did kind of like when I was spamming these mid-range goofy beatdown things. There wasn't a ton of opportunity to do that. It did seem like I was leaving up counterspells a little bit more than I would like, and I had to like stop what I was doing to just be able to leave up a counterspell for what, in my opinion, is effectively a stronger thing than whatever I could have done had I not cast a counterspell, right? So it's like the thing you're doing better than the thing you could possibly counter. It seemed like a lot of the time I was leaving up mana. Another thing, well, Phantasmal Image was good. I will admit, I kind of like Phantasmal Image. This is definitely a Phantasmal Image deck. It's really nice, especially how it can, copy your opponent's stuff as well. There's not many things in the game that kill Phantasmal Image, right? It's going to die to the normal cards. Your opponent would still just inevitably Doomblade Phantasmal Image instead of like target it with, I don't even really know what. I can't target it with Kiora, it would die. But yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of cards that just like target your opponent's stuff but doesn't just simply kill it. Witness protection and all that, it would just effectively die anyways. So it doesn't have much of a downside, at least in this format. But that is nice, I will admit. What else? I never cast Goreclaw, which is tragic. Like Goreclaw was really nice here. I never even had like an Emerald Medallion and then just spam a bunch of creatures really quickly. That didn't really happen either. Another deck I think would want Sylvan Tutor. It's a card I just have never crafted. It's a mythic. I probably should at some point. I think I have enough to just get a mythic rare here. Sylvan Tutor would be good here, definitely. I did like Worldly Tutor. Sylvan Tutor is a sorcery. It is different. Your opponent can interact with you putting something on the top. Not often, but it is possible. But yeah, apart from the crazy, insane things today, I did pretty well. I like it. It's doing its own thing. Where, like, we saw like a show and tell into Omniscience into Emrakul. I've never seen that before. I probably won't ever see that again. And then my opponent, like 2 turns later, had the 15 mana Emrakul in a mono blue deck, by the way. So, yeah, that was kind of the every other game experience. Well, the ones that I played instead of like immediately losing turn 0 to Ragavan or Scythus or Teferi. So I can't recommend it. unless you're okay with conceding with when you see those kinds of things. It kind of makes me want to play Geist of St. Traft again for the 4th time. Actually play it though, because usually I hit the Q button and I'm like, oh right, I can't play this because it only sees those. But if you do sometimes actually see a commander that you can genuinely play against, or like have a chance to win, not just like, I hope I find a favorable matchup, just something that you can have a 50% chance to win. I would love to play every single game of Magic ever with a 50% chance to win. That would be great. I don't want to just stomp on people who don't stand a chance, and I don't want to enter games where there's like a 10% chance I win. On the bright side, the games are over very quickly. If I were to not concede instantly to like Kinnan, the game is decided very fast regardless, but it doesn't lead to much interesting gameplay to put onto YouTube. I'll say that much. Unless, of course, I'm also playing Kinnan, and then we have that kind of matchup. I think when everyone's playing if both players are doing, a Hell Q commander thing, the games are kind of cool. I like them. It's not like Kinnan just wins turn 1, right? Especially against itself. It can be explosive and nutty. I do like playing Teferi Hero of Dominaria mirror matches, even if they take 90 minutes. I like that. I do. But I don't like it when I'm not the one doing the same thing as them, and I just lose really fast because I don't stand a chance. And at least this deck list didn't. Whatever Kiora did to deserve it paying for its sins, I just can't recommend it because it hasn't atoned for them. The penance isn't there yet, I guess. It's not in a lower bracket where I think it should be. Or their deck weight system needs to change a little bit. This is really, if you can't compare it to like a 60 card, eternal format, like historic normally 60 card normal cards, or what's the other one? Standard actually to a lesser degree, or modern. Like there's established tier 1 decks, there's established tier 2 things. People will debate that their tier 2 deck is better than it is, and it's like competitive. This stuff happens all the time, and in this format, there is definitively a difference between certain commanders that would kind of put them, if they had the option to do this in some way, which I don't think they should do this, but it would be maybe a bit less of a headache to have certain commanders be their own format, kind of, with like different ban lists or something, because there is a difference, a major difference between your like not tier 1 deck and your opponent's tier 1 deck, as opposed to in modern, if you have like a slightly less efficient tier 2 deck, you can still have consistency to like compete with the tier 1 established meta. It's not really the case in a 99 singleton format, but that's just the nature of things. I don't know what they really could do about that, honestly, other than separate the formats. I mean, Standard Brawl is a 60 card format, so it's less bad. But because of that, all of that, I'm saying now, if it's cohesive enough, you just can't play this. You just can't. You're gonna get hosed by the tier 1 decks. You just are. No doubt about it. If you want to play Kiora, you got to do the Tamiyo or Kinnan thing with it. And I don't really know what that looks like, but I'm sure it's in some way involves Kiora. I just wasn't interested in doing that, nor did I set out today to do that. So that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. But yeah, I did get completely sledgehammered by insane openers from a lot of opponents outside that, but that's not the bracket system's fault. That's just people drawing better than me. It is what it is. There's definitely other options for the mid-range beatdown creature thing, and I still don't like Allosaurus Shepherd. I don't like the other one. I was running the funny one, this one, mainly because it has 4 power and it costs 3. But this effect is just kind of okay. This is the kind of deck, if ever there was one, where you could just play enough creatures and enough things over and over that your opponent eventually will just run out of answers, right? They can't counter Uro 3 times, or your fourth 3-drop, something eventually is going to slip through and start to actually swing in that specific matchup. Outside of that, that's another thing. I wasn't even running Cavernous Souls. Like, look at my commander is a planeswalker, and this is my creature type diversity. I guess I could name Druid. Or whatever currently is in my hand when I go to play it, but like I don't getting one thing through with a cavern is probably not worth the colorless land when I have like double blue land spells and triple green spells, and it just doesn't seem like cavern is what I'm trying to do. So I didn't run it, and I probably wouldn't run it after having played even against counterspell decks. Especially how even if you do get things through, some counterspell decks just have board wipes, and then they just blow up the thing you made uncounterable, and then your cavern goes back to doing nothing because it named dinosaur. And you played your one dinosaur. So I don't like cavern here. But some people swear by Allosaurus Shepherd, and I just don't. Some people swear by Spell Snare, and I, the second time in a row, have gone on a great spiel as to why I don't. Apart from that, let me know what you thought about it. If you have ideas about where Kira should be, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.